Beep boop boop. We're recording.
And we are live.
We're live. Okay. We're here. It's episode 2, and I've got my good friend Zachariah Tennant.
Hey.
And Zach and I, we go way back. We were bandmates for a little while. We used to play metal shows together in Eugene, and now Zach is in a what would you call it? Folk bluegrass.
Yeah, that's hard. We're kind of gonna leave it to the fans to figure out what genre we are. But I mean, with mandolin, banjo, I do piano on half the tracks of the first album, and then guitar and backing vocals on all of them.
Yeah.
But I'm not the front man. Our buddy Nobody is, hence the name Nomadic Nobodys.
Okay. Yeah, that's the band name. Nomadic Nobodys.
Nobodys. Yeah, and so it's kind of bluegrass-y, but it has a punk edge. And when I get on piano, a lot of the reason I got on piano is because they're like the slower, more like ballady, almost rock, if you will, type of. So I don't know. A lot of people put a bunch of different genres on it. I don't know. It's spoken word. He was like a spoken word artist out at the fair. Kind of weird how we ran into each other. We're at recycling camp there at Country Fair, Oregon Country Fair out there, and the first year I was out there working for them, he would just spitting all the spoken word, and everybody's like, in their zone out there on mushrooms or whatever, on acid and shit. So I always thought that the first year, like, he was just coming off the top and everything, and I was like, man, this guy can just spit some stuff. That's really cool. And then a lot of the stuff like kind of stuck with me over the year because I didn't see him for a year, and then the next year he was saying the same stuff for verbatim, dude. Like every time he spit the one I remembered, it was like, that's exactly what he said last year. And so I hit him up. I'm like, dude, these are written. That wasn't just like freestyle last year. He's like, no, man, these are all written up here. He points at his head and says, it's a volt. And I was there with my buddy Andy with the mandolin, and I'm like, dude, we have to start a band with this guy. This is all super original, super crazy content, super deep,
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you can be a fucking badass front man. He's like, I don't know, because if we do this, we're going to be doing it. I really want to do it. I'm going to do it full bore. He's never been in a band or anything.
Yeah,
so
that's the way to do it.
We gave him a chance, and he gave us a chance. And, we were going to record out there at Gung Ho Studios April of last year. Gung Ho is renowned, too. I really wish we would have, but we did a good job through...
Where's Gung Ho?
So Gung Ho is right out of town. He just lives right outside of town. Actually, he's in town, but he's in the South Hills here. Billy, and he has recorded Floater, Yob, Cherry Poppin' Daddies, and I mean, if you just look at the back of his door in his recording studio, everybody and their mom's garage band out of Eugene, and a lot of big ones, and we were set up to record out there. And he's an older man. He's like in his late 70s, I think, and he wasn't having anything after COVID, so that's like right when it hit. So we had 2 years to tighten up his album.
Yeah.
And we just recorded a couple months ago at Sprout City there through Thaddeus and Christian, and they killed it. They really did good. It's in the BMI process, getting everything copywritten, and then we're going to get it packaged and stuff like that. But we got shirts on the way, and thinking of a CD release towards the end.
How long you guys been a band?
This summer. About 2.5 years, and only played 2 shows. We played the Campbell Club 2 years ago, and then we didn't play a show till last week. We played out at Jasper for the Merry Pranksters, Ken Kesey, and Ken Babs, all the crazy Merry Pranksters, and the Further Bus. They're starting a new Further Bus. The first 2 are in museums, and there's documentaries you can watch about them. And that's like kind of not how the Grateful Dead blew up, but that's how it became such a movement. Was the Farther Bus would follow the Grateful Dead around with the Kool-Aid acid test.
Yeah, I think I've seen that bus around.
Yeah, and it's
all rainbow, right?
Yeah, exactly. And there's one that all the other buses try to be, but and there's a brand new one that's just started. They pulled it out of the mud. It's the same year. Actually, it's a little bit different, not quite as long, but the first 2 are in museums now.
Wow.
For the Farther Buses, and we got a chance to start the Farther Bus tour out there in Jasper, the new one, with all the original Merry Pranksters. Not all of them, but George Walker, and you got Normal Bean. You probably know him through the music system.
Elijah actually jammed with them for a while.
Yeah, Normal Bean is on the road with the Further Bus right now. Right now, I think they're in Indiana.
Wow.
They're doing the whole country right now, and by the time they get back, it'll be all painted because they're doing painting. You pay to paint part of the bus.
Oh, really?
And get your certificate that you painted on it. And it all started right there in Jasper with this bus.
That's
and
sick.
yeah, they're in the middle of the tour. He'll obviously be back for the Hemp Fest, Normal Bean, but
Heck yeah.
yeah, so we got a chance to do that with all those crazy merry prankster hippies, which get our foot in the door with those guys. Pretty fun to hang out with them.
Yeah,
they're all really old, but really party.
Nice. That sounds like a good time. Yeah, that's cool. We were saying how you, with your front man, like you really, connected on the lyrics and stuff that was that he was putting out, and like I think that's a really cool thing when you're in a project and you have a message that you can really be behind, and it's like it's a pretty powerful thing. You know?
Yeah, that's how I felt when exactly like what you're saying when I got with you guys.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like doing this. Because I did rebel country before that and death metal, and that's all like kind of almost like a negative feeling, if you will, like, and then to be in a band that, pushes a positive thing. I mean, not all rebel country is negative or whatever, and not all death metal is negative either, but it has that, it's just good to be in a thing where you're pushing, like you see people happy in the crowd, like, because for years, being a death metal singer, you see a dude in the crowd venting, and he looks pretty pissed off, and you feed off of that, but it's cool to feed off of, like love, like coming from the reggae stuff, and then and his lyrics boast the same thing. His lyrics reach down in you and make you think about trying to become a better person, and giving other people a break for going through their stuff is kind of what his whole message is about.
Wow, right on.
Yeah,
that's super cool. So you just got done recording your new album, and when is that set to come up?
So we're getting it packaged right now and copywritten and everything, and we are saying September. We're trying to set up a maybe something at the Wild Hall and do a CD release.
Right on. Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, we got merch coming right now. We got patches and shirts on the way, and Rebecca's working at the strap company doing some koozies for us. So we want to open the website. When we open the website that we're working on right now, it's going to be the album's ready and the whole package deal is ready. If you want, you can get all the merch at the same time. We don't want to have one thing for sale before the rest.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to open the website a little bit before our CD release so people can do a little bit of online shopping and grab them and to see if we need to re-up stuff before we hit the Wow Hall. But that's kind of the plan. But yeah, we're trying to have it, at our house in a box, packaged, ready for sale, and online for sale by September.
Okay, right on. Nice. So let's see. What else is there? Man,
I have a question for you.
Yeah,
we
go
were
ahead.
kind of talking like, because I know we got our stuff packaged, and I know like J-Rock got his stuff packaged. I mean, this kind of stuff we could talk about off the podcast, but why not just do it right here?
Yeah.
Who distributors? You ever so there's CD Baby and DistroKid and pluses and negatives of like which one, or is there one that you have always gone with, or do you know what $1 check went with? Like,
as far as like getting stuff on like Spotify.
Yeah,
the
DistroKid, I know they do that, and there's plenty of other ones like I think CD Baby and a few other ones, but
I think so I don't do a lot of this. I'm not really in this department.
Either.
With
I was like,
I
had bands.
Yeah,
get CDs,
it's
but I
tough.
don't do that.
But I think Nathan with the Tulpas project, he does it with I think it's DistroKid is what we're doing it through.
See, that's where I've been getting most people are saying DistroKid.
Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of like a mysterious thing still to me. Hence like why like this podcast is like I don't have it on like Spotify or anything like that. Like right now I'm just posting it to YouTube and just kind of letting it go. But maybe if it gets more momentum or something, I will eventually put it there. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny because that's kind of a mysterious thing to me still.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking, I have plenty of stuff that is out there, but I don't know how it got there. There must have been somebody helping us or me. But
yeah, totally. Yeah, it's funny. I should know the answer to that, but honestly, I don't.
Yeah, because nobody's worried about it. I'm like, we just, because my wife's kind of taking care of like all the really that type of stuff, and building the website because she's good at that. She does that for her work and stuff. And I'm trying to tell nobody, like, just don't worry about it. It'll get figured out. Because he's like, we should ask, I'm like, we should figure this out. I'm like, I think Rebecca will figure it out. We won't even have to worry about it.
Yeah. Well,
hopefully that works out that way.
I think my understanding is that with like DistroKid and stuff like that, once you sign up for it and all that, like, it will upload to those sites.
Yep. And that's when you start getting your streams and stuff is what I hear.
Yeah.
But you have been, I'm talking to Charles now. You have been race car driving.
Dude, yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, it was so cool. So that's always something that I've always wanted to do, but never really had the opportunity.
Me too. It looks so fun.
Yeah, like because before I always owned like pickup trucks and things to move my drums around with, and never really had the opportunity to get a car. We went on this big tour with the reggae band. I sold my pickup. We bought this bus. After the tour, I had the bus for a long time, and then I worked my way up and saved and was able to get another vehicle. But this time around, at the time I had my bus. So I was like, well, if I need to move my drums, I'll use that.
I've been watching you build it online, like slowly.
Yeah, I've been modifying it, and so yeah, I picked up this Celica and just been like modifying. I got like all the suspension done, the like coilovers and sway bars, and upgraded the transmission and clutch, and done a bunch of cool stuff to it. But then I heard about autocross. It's like they basically like find a big giant parking lot and set up a course with cones, and they
that one
time you through
I've seen
it.
some like at Valley River, but the one you were at, you showed, that's cool. There's like a hill you go up and then come back down.
It was at Hoodoo.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's the same organization that does it at Valley River.
They're out there snowboarding. They're like, you know what? We should rally cross out here.
Yeah, no, dude, it was a great venue for that because, like you said, there's that section you go up the hill and you slalom through the cones, and then there's a big parking lot section too with like some turns and stuff, and so it was a really good venue.
Your dad looked like he was having the time of his life.
Oh yeah, it was so cool. It was so cool to get to take my dad for a ride because he came out. It was the last day. I raced Saturday and Sunday, and he came up Sunday, and it was just so cool to get to take him for a ride. He was having a blast. It's funny, like at the end of the run, he's like, "Oh, I got my stomach up," and I was just laughing.
Were you taking it a little bit easy because you felt like your dad was?
No,
in the
I was
car?
going as fast as I could,
Cool,
but it's also like it's a little tougher because with the extra weight in the car, it makes
really
a big
do
difference.
feel like what they're talking about, having the extra person there, because sometimes like on Hoonigan and stuff,
yeah,
when they're doing their little that versus that, the like
I love that,
to make it even, they'll be like, hey, we're gonna throw a dude in the car, like on one of them. And that's when it makes it even race because just one person doesn't make it a lot.
Yeah, and my car it handles really good, and it's quick, but it doesn't have like a lot of horsepower.
Yep.
So having the extra body in there does make a difference.
Front wheel drive, right?
Front wheel drive, yeah. And like I said, when I did the clutch, actually I did the clutch first, and then I upgraded the transmission later. But I upgraded the transmission to what's called the limited slip. It's got a limited slip differential in there.
Yeah.
So like whatever wheels needs to grip, it can, because normally just one of them, one side grips.
It's wherever the weight distribution is.
Yeah. So you have a little bit more traction and stuff going into the turns and stuff. It's pretty cool. A little bit more grip.
Are you getting time to practice with it a lot, or are you like kind of going full bore only when you're at the track?
Pretty much only going full bore at the track. I used to daily drive it a lot because I was like using that for my work car and my daily driver car. But then recently I got this other car that I use for work. But so I was driving it a lot then. Now I don't drive it as much as I used to. But I mean, it's hard to find a place to safely practice. You know what I mean?
And not be breaking the law for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Kai, he just graduated freshman, so he's a sophomore next year, and he does really good in school, especially if he's interested in it. He makes sure to pass if it's something he's not interested in. But this last year he got what he just graduated from, got an A+ in his car class. And like the guy's, I think 21, the teacher is what he said, just fresh out of high school, but he brings in his I think it's like a Raptor, one of the Ford.
Oh, nice.
Badass,
the new Ford truck.
The badass trucks.
Yeah, those are dope.
And just lets them work on it. He'll be like, all right, take the brakes off and put them back on. Like, stands here and watches. And Kai ended up being like the TA for that class and was like, all right, Kai, you get 3 of them and go do this. Like, and he was the one to help him.
Yeah.
Got an A+. Like, he's not one. He's like me. He's not one to get A+. Too much. But I'm super proud of that one because, like,
totally.
Yeah, and he's like way better at anything with cars. Me, like a car drives by, he'll tell you how many cylinders, whether it's a rotary, what it is. Awesome. Definitely. And I'm super proud of him for that. But
it's such a good skill to have.
Definitely.
Yeah, it saves you a lot of money.
When
too.
he saw you racing, he was like, "Oh, maybe you could talk to him. We could be on his crew." That's when I
dude, yeah, I'd love to have
when
you guys
do
out.
that, we'll come out and help you up and pop the tires on and off and stuff.
Dude, for sure, I'd take him for a ride too.
Heck yeah, he would love it.
Dude, that'd be super fun. Let's do that for sure. There's some more events. There's one. at the end of July that I'm thinking about going to do, but I'm not sure yet because it's another one. It's at another ski resort. Except this time it's going to be at Willamette Pass.
Okay.
But it's just kind of a task to get everything lined up to make it all the way out there. I brought a trailer for the last one, so I trailered my car up there.
Yeah. Looks like. Oh, you bought it?
No, I borrowed one.
Oh,
yeah,
that was a nice trailer.
Yeah, Rocky actually had a trailer, so he hooked it up.
Hey, yeah, Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky, thanks, buddy.
What up, Rocky?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I see Rocky about once a week for jamming with
I'm gonna have to come
ODC.
down here. I haven't seen him forever. I've talked to him a couple times over the last couple of years online, and we're like, oh, we need to get together, and they just never do.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, it'd be fun to have you come jam.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah, we had Devin over the other day. He came and jammed some bass and guitar.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, it was cool. Haven't seen Devin in forever. It was nice to see him.
Heck yeah. I haven't seen him since the first album.
Yeah.
That's kind of a crazy story. I forgot. I knew a story would pop up with $1 that I forgot about. That would be perfect. But our first, when we made the fucking music video.
Oh yeah, okay.
So we were at this 72-hour. We
Wicked
signed up for a
hangover.
72-hour music video contest through the U of O, and like we all met, all the bands that got picked met at, I think it was Hot Valley. And like we all met with the videographers and all this, and to figure out, the videographers were kind of figuring out what band they wanted, and kind of vice versa, bands figuring out what videographer we wanted. And it was pretty fun. We ended up getting these guys I still work with. I'm getting ready to do a music video with Nomadic Nobodys with the same guys.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, with Mariska
and Chris. Yeah.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen him since, but yeah, gonna work together.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it was cool. The way it worked out is, so we picked up those guys, and we decided to just book 2 shows. Right? We did the B&B, because it's 72 hours. We had to get this done. We did the B&B in one night, and the next night we played Lucky's.
That's right.
And we set up in B&B. It looked like, a music video set or a TV set. Everything all super professional. It was pretty fun. Did a show, recorded it. But we had Devin on bass.
Yeah, that's right.
And for whatever reason, Devin wasn't gonna make the next show.
Yeah.
The next night.
Totally.
And so
Some
we had to
random guy played bass.
we had to scatter to find a guy in one night that could play our stuff.
That's right. I remember that now.
And he has never played a show. And he had never played a show.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, we're playing a show. Oh, and on top of that, it's our music video.
Yeah.
And you could see his eyes. He was like, and he did it, man. But I think it scared him off, because I remember we were like, cool, at least we got this new bass player for some reason. I think Devin had quit or something happened. And we were like, cool, we got a new bass player. But he basically came for the second night at Lucky's, played that show, and never answered our phone call again. But
Yeah.
he's in the second half of that video.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that, but you're
yeah.
absolutely right. If you look in
It's-
that part of the video, there's just some random guy.
Random
I don't even
guy
know, I don't
playing
even remember his
bass.
name or who that was.
Yeah, and
honestly.
he was doing it. He did it, and I could. And I
did a
remember,
good job.
Yeah, and we were like, "Hey, so you keep practicing. We'll fucking play some more shows." And nobody can get a hold of him.
Yeah.
I think it scared the shit out of him. He wasn't ready to jump that deep into, whoa, a band that's playing shows. Oh, and they're in a music video. Wait,
That's
next
right.
they're gonna say we're on the road, and we were.
Yeah.
We were gonna
That was actually that ended up being a cool music video, and there was also there was a stand-up comedian in that video.
Yeah,
is that Andrist? I think
from
is
the
his
Man
name?
Show.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
on the Man Show for a minute, but
Yeah.
yeah, he was actually in that video too, because they were doing stand-up comedy between sets that night.
Yeah.
I think it was. But he's
It was
in
pretty
there,
cool
too.
to have. We had a lot of family members too. Whenever I watch
Yeah.
that video, I'm like, "There's my mom.
Totally.
There's my grandma."
Yeah, yeah. My mom's in there too.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, no, that was good. Yeah, that's definitely one that I would say still proud of. I'm stoked on that video.
Heck yeah,
still.
me too.
Yeah.
And that was actually before, that was the first album. So that album, there was no actual piano on it. So when I would play that song, like you see, there's like no piano. I'm back there on the piano. And when you hear it,
That's
it's
right.
just the horns that you guys recorded. But when we would play live, I would do those horns. So like on the song, all I would do for that song on my piano was go, bum, bum, bum.
Oh, in the chorus. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That was it. But then I just danced back there for that song, because I wasn't even part of writing that one, so there was no keys actually
Yeah.
back there.
Yeah,
But
that's
we
right.
didn't have a horn
joined.
player.
You had joined, I guess, shortly after the
Yeah,
recording.
I never met the chick who played like.
Oh yeah,
horns.
Chloe. She
Yeah.
was the saxophone player. It's funny.
Yeah.
My dad reminded me of that. Like a week ago, and he was like, "Who's that girl that played horn for you guys?" And I was like, "Girl that played horns? What are you talking about?" I had to think about it for a minute, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
that's Chloe. He's like, see, I told you. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I'm the one getting forgetful, dude.
Yeah. No, yeah, you drive good. Back to the other thing, though, because you're the only person that I would fall asleep, I remember, on tour, because I don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
I would always just either sit there and talk to you, and that my mom, we travel a lot. I could fall asleep with her, but
Yeah.
most of the time I'll sit there until I'm like, because I don't trust drivers.
Dude, that was when we were traveling in the Yukon.
Yep, that was before the bus.
Dude,
We're
do
all
you
crammed in the
remember
Yukon.
when we had just left town? We were headed to Cali for I think we were headed to Shasta for our first show, and I filled up the tires.
Oh,
'cause
man.
the trailer looked like the tires were low, but it was just like super loaded down.
Yep.
And ended up putting up too much tires, and we get down the road about 10 minutes, blow a tire, fender goes flying, we pull over. And we end up let's see, the first spare that we had, where did we get that from? Oh, we ended up
luckily it was like
disconnecting.
the first
tire
turn
shop.
off. First turn off. The only thing you could see, and luckily it was like something.
Somebody
out of tire.
eventually we got to hook us up with a tire.
Remember, it was too tall. It was like skinny tall. Like if the fender was still there, it wouldn't have worked.
Right, if the fender was still there, yeah.
And if we put it on the right way, it rubbed up against the actual trailer, so we had to turn
turn
the
it
other
around.
way.
You're
So
right.
it was like pushed out and tall and
I
skinny.
remember that. So yeah, we get that tire on, and then we get going down the road another 10 minutes, and then boom, the second one blows off too. We're like,
Fender
oh
and
my
everything.
God, are you kidding me?
No
And-
lights because the fenders are
Yeah,
on.
and then we're like, okay, well, this is like now where are we gonna get another tire, right?
Before our first show
So
on the tour.
yeah, and we're on our way to our first show, and we're trying to make it there on time. But we get on what is it, Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or something, and find somebody that has like the skinniest like little donut tractor tire.
Yeah,
And
that's right. It was worse
ends
than
up-
the other one.
Yeah, we bought it I think for like $20 or something,
Yeah.
and we got it back there, and luckily it actually fit the bolts, the
Yeah.
lug pattern. So we got that on, and I remember after we got that on, like you could only go like 55, and then if you go anything above
Started
55,
swiveling.
the trailer would start swiveling. And you know, it's we're like across the border, so the speed limit there is like 70 or something like that. So we're going 55 with
pushing
no lights now because the fenders had the lights on them, but they
Cocked
got
sideways
ripped
on
off.
level.
Yeah, and it's just a nightmare traveling in the dark.
Luckily, Rocky was with us, and we stopped at like a Connects, and he
Yeah,
worked
that was
for
like the
Connects.
next day we
So he
fixed
just
it.
went in there with his lingo and everything. He's like, "Give me this, give me that," and we came out with a box of wires and lights and taped
Yeah,
them on, and
that's right.
he got on the ground and wired them up, and
At the La Quinta the next day.
yeah,
Yeah, dude, that was an epic story. But we actually did make it to our show that night.
Oh, yeah.
I think we were only like an hour or two late.
I remember getting there and going, "Okay, don't be irritated, guys. Let's get in there and be happy now."
Yeah, and I remember when we were putting the second wheel on, like we didn't have a jack, so I think we were like trying to lift.
Oh,
the
and I had a
trailer.
broken arm.
Oh,
remember?
that's right. Yeah.
And I was still double handing it.
Oh my
on
God.
3. Dude, when I came back from that tour, I had to get. I remember I slipped in Brookings when we were going down that steep thing where we took a picture.
When we were going to the beach, yeah.
Yeah, and I put that hand down and it
Mm.
hurt. What
Mhm.
happened when I got back and got X-rays is one of my screws that are still in here. It broke one of my screws. Whether it was
Oh,
falling,
man.
I think it hurt more when I fell, so I think it was that.
Yeah.
Or lifting the trailer up.
Jeez.
They're like, "You shouldn't have been playing piano."
Well,
I was like, "Oh, I lifted the trailer
The
up."
whole thing. I mean, we just, sleeping in the Yukon couldn't have been good for it either.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, that was,
It was super fun, though.
That was a fun tour. Yeah, traveling in the Yukon was definitely there was some challenges to that, but I think we overcame them pretty well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
No, it was fun.
yeah, for sure.
All those little towns were really nice. Sebastopol, we did that little street jam, and we had some little kids come up and
Yeah, that's right.
dance. And I played the what's that called? The
oh,
little small piano.
Yeah, the air,
The air vibraphone. Is that it? No,
it's
that's not
a, I know the name of this.
it. Me
It's the
too.
air
I'm
piano.
like, I'm a piano player. I should know this. And I played it in a band for a minute. It's got the tubey thing with the air you blow through. It's a piano.
Yeah, it'll come back to me. But what was that venue that we played? Was it the Vintage or something like that?
Well, the really big one.
The big one it had downstairs.
Yeah. Zodiac.
Oh, the Zodiac, that's what it
Zodiacs,
was,
yeah.
yeah.
And there's a piano out on the street.
Yeah.
Remember we were walking, there's just a piano on the street.
Yeah,
It was like late night, we started playing it.
that's right. And I remember going to the pizza shop down
Some
the
girl
street, and the
comes
guy
out and
had an
grabs
electric
it.
drum set in the pizza shop, was playing it.
Pretty cool.
Serving people, and then go back to playing drums. I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah, somebody asked me recently, what town in California is kind of like a Eugene feel? And that's what I said. I was like, kind of Sebastopol's kind of, the people kind of feel like that, and it's kind of a little more mountainy, but
Mm-hmm.
I like that little town.
Yeah, me too. That was a fun stop for sure. Where else did we play on that one?
Oh, you know what? The Zugfest was really fun.
Oh yeah, the Zugfest.
The weird
was
thing
tight.
about Zugfest is like you're up in those mountains. We went over something that felt like was a Hoover Dam. I know it wasn't quite as big,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
was during the drought, and it was weird because like normally a dam leans on. It seems like it leans on the water.
Yeah.
And there was no water back there, and we're going over it like, whoa, what's holding us up is what I felt like.
Yeah, big drop off.
Yeah,
on one side.
When we pulled up, yeah, that was weird that night. It was completely dark, and we pulled up, and it was about time, to go to bed. It was like, saying, "Hey, we're here. We're playing tomorrow, so we're gonna crash out." It was late, and I remember it was dark, and we get out of the Yukon, and we're right on the edge of what I thought was just kind of like an embankment, like felt like a couple feet down, and I didn't know what it was, just we were walking right there on the edge of it, and actually, one of us, Elijah, I think slept under the fucking under it right there,
Under
like
the
on the
trailer.
tow hitch,
Yeah.
under the trailer, like right there on the edge of it. Well, when we woke up, I slept like way over there in the. I wasn't right by him, but
Yeah, that was
like,
kind of a crazy one sleeping situation. That
when
night.
when we woke up, that was a fucking cliff, bro. It was like we were parked on a cliff. Like if you just slip and start going down it, you're done. Like even the trees you couldn't grab into is a cliff. I remember thinking, holy shit! I was like standing right here, dude. Like
I could have just
pissing,
rolled over.
and he's sleeping right fucking here on the edge of it. And we wake up and it was
Yeah,
it was scary as fuck. But that show was really fun.
yeah, that was a super fun show. I haven't heard anything about Zugfest, I guess, since then, but I'm sure they probably
They're starting to play more
doing
shows.
stuff.
I haven't seen them doing much, but now I see
they're
them.
I think is it Dane and Brian? They're in Lincoln City now.
Yeah,
They got a surf shop.
Yeah.
Zug Life Surf Shop, and they're still jamming.
when I see them playing live now, it's like less of a band. It's just the singer
Mm-hmm.
and like a guitar player now.
Yeah.
Whereas they used to have remember the
A
dude
whole
who would
band.
play bass sometimes and he would play drums?
Yeah.
The big dude with the long hair?
Yeah.
I don't see him on stage with them anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
I think they may have taken a break and now they're getting back at it with like kind of a different lineup.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I haven't been following, but I do see like some of their stuff on Instagram with the surf shop, and I know that they do like lessons out of there. And
Their hype man's still with them.
Oh, yeah,
They did
yeah.
a new music video that was just him like in the woods playing guitar and it's just like the hype man
Yeah.
dancing. He's a cool ass dude.
yeah, I think Dane is what his
Is that
name was,
Dane?
I'm pretty sure. But
Yeah.
that guy, he was fun. He was a wild guy.
Yeah, he's so much fun.
Yeah, he
You
would
go to
always
a-
get the crowd just
Yeah,
going.
if you go to a
anything it
Zug
took.
show, like you're gonna be like, dude, the hype guy, because he has a box he pulls out,
Yeah.
and dances on it,
Mm-hmm.
and gets everybody. If you don't want to dance, he's gonna get you, and he's gonna find you, and you're gonna dance.
Yeah, yeah, and he's pretty hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
He just does crazy stuff. One time we were playing in what was this? I think we were playing in Lincoln City or something like that. But we were like out back, and it was after the show. I think that some of the guys were like a little wasted, and Dane passed out in the bus, and we ended up taking off. And I don't remember why, but he had this cake. He just threw it at the bus. We're like, whoa, dude,
Was
what?
that at Sam Bond's?
No, I think it was in Lincoln City.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was at the
That was later
when
on.
we were playing like Naughty Mermaid or something
Hell
like
yeah.
that. But yeah, it's just a funny story. Yeah, that guy's fun.
Hell
Those
yeah.
guys are awesome. The Zug guys.
No, every time we went to Brookings was probably the funnest. I mean, I didn't tour too much with you guys. It was just one album, but whenever we went to Brookings, I mean, we would book 2 shows just because the town's awesome.
That's right.
And
Oxen Free
and the Oxen Free, and the,
what was the other one?
the shithole.
Yeah, the other bar down the
But
street.
it was like completely opposite. It was like we
Yeah.
played a biker bar for all the people who weren't at the Oxen Free.
Yeah.
Kind of is what it seemed like.
Yeah.
But one time we played the other one, not the Oxen Free, the bikerish one,
Yeah.
and we were
Who did we play
playing with the Itals from
Yeah, the
Jamaica.
Itals. That's right. Yeah.
Keith, yeah, and they ended up coming down to the beach with us and hanging out that evening.
Oh
and
yeah, that's right.
he was telling us a bunch of
Bunch of their
Rastafarian
stories.
wisdom
Yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah.
and I was recording it all on a phone, and I ended up losing that phone. And every time I think about that phone, that's all I think about is that recording. I'm like, dang
I
it!
wish I had that.
I remember somebody going, Rocky's over here drinking a Capri Sun. He's like, what?
probably
on the
using it as a
beach.
chaser or something.
Something, yeah, he did. He had
That's
pocket
funny.
over here.
Yeah, I forgot about playing with the Itals. That was awesome. That was a cool experience to be able to.
That's
play
when we
with
met
those
Ellen. There was this girl who followed
right.
it. Like our motel wasn't too far from the Oxen Free. It was just a fucking
Yeah.
Comfort Inn,
Yeah.
but it was really nice. Like it had ocean view.
Right on the
Wake
beach,
up in the
yeah.
morning, big old fucking windows.
Yeah.
You can be on the hot tub that's on the beach,
Yeah.
or you can go straight to the beach. Elijah would just take his skateboard down and like curl up under one of the bushes on the beach with his skateboard all
Yeah, some
surf
people
bum
did sleep
style
on the beach.
and sleep on the beach. He always did that. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, that seems like Elijah. And this girl followed us back. She was like,
Well, we were
totally. She
yeah,
was
we were getting
cool.
ready to leave the
She was cool
venue.
at the venue, but I think
Yeah,
she got
she
a little
was
too
cool.
drunk. And then she showed up. We're just hanging out, whatever. Yeah, you can hang out. We're drinking, whatever. And then just like a flip of a dime, she's screaming like a lunatic about how not all of you guys aren't all gonna be fucking me or taking advantage of me. And we're all like, what the fuck? This lady's freaking out. Nobody's trying to take advantage of you. You can leave if you want. And she's like, just slowly screaming towards the door, and like we're at this point, we're like, this lady needs to leave. It sounds
got her
like
out the
yeah.
door,
We
and
open the door, like, ma'am, you need to leave, and she's like, no, wait, you guys all think you're taking advantage of me? Don't touch me. I'm like, ma'am, you need to leave. Ma'am, you need to leave. So we finally get the door shut, and oh my god, we ended up having to call the office because she was just banging the door, still saying the same crap, like these guys are trying to take advantage of me. Like this lady followed us back to the room, like wanted to hang out, and then just started screaming. So the funny part of this fucking story is finally she stopped screaming. You know, I think the management was talking to her out there, and then we hear vehicles out there, and we're like, I think she's gone. And we open the door and we come out to the balcony because we're on the second floor, and we look down and Cahoots has her on a fucking stretcher strapped down. She's
Yeah.
still screaming, and she's like, those guys, those are them, those are the ones. She just straight went crazy at a certain point in her alcohol consumption.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was pretty
dude.
funny though.
Just like a switch. Just
Oh yeah,
flipped,
you can
dude.
hang out with us if you want. And then all of a sudden she's like, boom. Like,
Leave it on a stretcher.
nobody's
We're like,
trying to take advantage of you. You can leave if you
we
like.
don't know her.
Actually, we
Please
need
take
you
her.
to. Yeah. We're looking down, laughing at her. Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cahoots. But that kind of was cool because I didn't know they had Cahoots over there.
Yeah, I didn't either, honestly.
I thought it was only Eugene, and recently it was on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
And they're going to be putting it like, they're going to be testing it all
Oh,
throughout.
like a nationwide thing?
Because, I mean, cops shouldn't have to deal with that. And
Yeah.
when they do, they don't know how, and they do it wrong.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, but that was a funny one.
That was definitely a funny one. Like, I mean, it's...
We call her Ellen because she kind of looked like Ellen.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name.
Yeah, that wasn't her real name.
Nope.
No. But anyways, hope she's doing better.
Yeah, I think she's
Yeah.
probably doing all right as long as she stays away from the alcohol.
Yeah.
There's those type of people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think that was the end of that tour, wasn't it? That was
I
like
think,
the
no,
last,
it was
one of the last
because
stops
it
or
was
something
because like the
that.
next day our family was meeting us there.
Yeah. that's
Like
right.
they all drove up there to meet us on our last date.
Yeah. that's
Spend
right.
time in Brookings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Epic adventure.
Yepper. So you paintball a bunch, huh?
I used to a long time ago. I've been like just kind of around it, working out at the field every once in a while, like reffing groups and stuff like that, reffing tournaments.
Heck yeah.
But I haven't been like playing competitively for a very long time. When
Takes
I
a
played,
toll. I mean, you're really
Yeah.
jumping and rolling and.
yeah, it's definitely hard on the body. You know, like on your knees, diving and sliding and stuff. But also too, like, it's just for me, like, you know, it's really expensive. That's part of it. But like for me, I know what it takes to be like good at it and competitive at it. You know, and it's really like you got to put everything into it. A lot of
and
energy.
a lot of money into your guns.
Yeah, a lot of money in your gear.
You,
and
you got to upgrade them as soon
traveling.
as the upgrades come out because everybody else does.
Yeah, the plane tickets and hotels and all this stuff, and you know, it's super fun.
Yeah, unless you're
but
full
it's
bore,
very
yeah.
competitive. You know, so
Yeah.
you got to be all in if you're gonna really go for it.
Yeah.
And so when I quit, I was playing for Naughty Dogs, and I was semi-pro or Division 1 player, and you know, that was really good. Like last season that we had, because we actually ended up winning for the whole year, like our division that year. We got
Nice.
first place, and then we won an event in Chicago, and I think we got like second in Huntington Beach, and so we did really well that year, and we ended up winning the championship for that year in our league. And you know, after that, I was
You just like
kinda
called that. You're like,
I
fuck
was
yeah,
getting
I have
ready
other
to
stuff
move
I wanna
out
do.
and do some other things, and so I set it down, and I just haven't come back to it.
Yep. No, yeah, I think you might know just from doing it, out there. But he moved away. My good buddy Alex Moyer.
Oh yeah, I know more.
Big
Yeah,
Alex and his brother.
yeah,
Yeah, no, those guys are cool. They moved. I'm pretty sure they moved down south somewhere.
yeah. Moyer was on a podcast recently that some of my paintball buddies have. It's called
nice, right
Buddies with Bruised Bananas.
Heck yeah.
But Eddie was my old paintball coach, and he's part of it. And then Paul, it was one of my teammates as well, and he's kind of the produces it, and he's kind of the guy behind the buttons, you know.
Heck yeah.
But they do a podcast together, and they don't really have any like specific topics or anything that they do, but it's good podcast. It's called Buddies with Bruised Bananas, and you can they're on like Spotify and
Heck yeah.
all that stuff. So if anybody wants to look them up, they're on there. It's funny. Yesterday, actually, I was leaving here, and I just got done playing drums, and they called me, and they're like, "You're on Buddies with Bruised Bananas," and I was like, "Oh, okay, sweet." So we did a little phone interview
That's
thing.
Cool.
Yeah, they were asking about Tulpas, the Death Eater Tulpas brand switch. So
I was actually, that's funny because I just looked down at my notes.
Yeah.
And that's what I was gonna segue to.
Yeah.
Was what's that? What was that all about?
So our band name was Death Eater for a while, and we're getting ready to finalize and submit some things to have the rights and own that name, Death Eater. But
if you haven't checked his band out, Death Eater, Charles' band Death Eater is
was Death Eater is now Tulpas.
The guitar tones or what's
the 9-string guitars that Nathan does.
Your drum sounds are just, it's awesome. It's what we all try to strive to be back, because we all came from the metal scene before all this reggae and the country stuff and the bluegrass I do. We came from that death metal scene, and
Totally.
And Charles' new project is fucking, you're there, bro.
Dude, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, no, that's something definitely you and I have in common. Like as far as our roots go, it's like as musicians, like you and I would say we're both founded in like heavy metal music.
It's funny. There's one show you were playing. I was playing with $1 Check. Or no, that was before I got with $1 Check. I was playing with my country band. It's a little bluegrass band, and he was playing his reggae band that I hadn't been a part of yet. And I looked at him and said, "Dude, what the hell? You're playing reggae? Like, what happened to metal?" And he's like, "Dude, what the hell? You're playing old country? What happened to metal?" Because like before that, we'd see each other, and I was in a metal band, and he was in a metal band.
You were in the Entity.
I was in the Entity,
which
and
was a sick band back in the day.
And Dysteria and Carrying Remains.
Yeah.
But during that time, he was in Don't Ask Alice, and we would end up playing shows together. But it's kind of weird how and that's where they were like, whoa, I found out he was in a reggae band, and I ended up posting some piano work online, and Aaron asked me, hey, come try out for the band. That's how I got in that band. But yeah, we started from metal roots. But I'm proud of you, dude, with this new project, and just to see your temperament when you're playing, the calculation, like how you were talking about earlier. I don't think we were recording yet, but you were talking about how as you learn and get a lot better at a certain style, you approach older stuff that's already written a different way. And I can see you really thinking about what you're writing now, so that you don't have to come back and look at it and go, dang, I should have done it different,
Yeah.
Your stuff's really calculating what it needs to be.
It's
not
cool
too much.
in this project, but Nathan does a lot of the writing, but it's not like we don't have input if we want to. It's just that he's the one that kind of created the band, and so he's been doing a lot of the writing, but he's really got a lot of his it got it really well written, because all the songs are all written out, so note for note. He'll send me the song, and he's the guitar player. Yeah, but yeah, he'll send me the song in like a guitar profile, and it's got every note. So if there's I'm not learning songs by ear. If there's a part that I'm like, I don't know exactly what's going on in there, I can just like pull it up and look at exactly what's going on. And
that's cool.
Right
on
it, and everything is like. We're playing to a click live, and
and that's what I'm saying. You're approaching it completely different than you have any other metal project, most likely.
Yeah, I've always wanted to
just play
that,
it by ear and then record it and go, okay, that's what it is. Now I need to make sure I do that every time.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's nice because the consistency is really. It's nice to have the click there, and you're playing everything the same way every time. So you're never really improvising. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which is really nice. It's just everything is on point, and try to keep it to the record as much as possible.
Yep. No, it's tits, man. I like the sound.
Thanks,
definitely.
man.
It reminds me of kind of like I don't know. Kind of like all the new sick bands that fucking are that gent style. I mean, you guys got that sound. It doesn't sound like you guys are, because they're a lot younger than you, yeah?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
See, it's
the
kind of
vocalist
like
is
how
21. He's 10 years younger
$1
than me.
check was for me. I was the old man. You guys were kind of fresh out of high school.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I
It's
was
flipped
like
on me
30.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm the oldest guy. I'm 31, and like I said, the vocalist is just turned 21, and the other guys are a little bit older than him. But yeah,
So they
I'm
probably
the
had a
oldest
couple
one now.
prior bands before that, but or is
yeah,
this their first one?
they've been in other projects and
projects.
stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. I think Death Eater has been a project for I want to say like 4 or 5 years, but I've only been in it for like maybe 1.5 years, and I haven't even played a show with the band yet because I joined the band, and then shortly after COVID happened, and so
Yeah,
I've been
yep.
you know, studying and learning
better though, man.
all the songs and stuff.
Exactly. By the time everybody sees you, you guys are gonna be, because like if COVID wasn't here, you guys probably have played a few shows.
Yeah.
You're gonna be super tight when you guys like go to
Yeah.
play live. Like
Exactly, yeah, and it's kind of crazy too because we do a lot of things remotely. We're kind of spread out, like you said.
Yep.
Nomadic Nobodys is kind of spread out too.
yeah,
huh?
definitely.
Yeah,
we're all
so,
in different towns.
So you know how that is, but yeah, like you know, we've got one in Roseburg, we've got one in Cottage Grove, 2 in the Salem area, and I'm here in the Eugene area.
Yep.
So everybody kind of does their homework on the songs, and then we're actually getting ready to have our first like rehearsal with everybody.
Yeah, it's fun when you actually get together
Yeah.
and you've all worked on parts and you've never played them all together before.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet. I'm super looking forward to it. So that'll be the first time that like we've actually had the whole band in one space.
You guys
and
do that
worked
here?
on it together. Yeah, we're gonna do it here at the
Hell yeah.
studio.
I'd like to check that out, dude.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. The last, you know, the first time we ever actually had the whole band together was when we shot this music video that we're getting ready to release. But
Heck
we
yeah.
went up to Portland and we shot a video. But
Is it the one where you're in the red room?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, with the
nice.
lights. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So that's gonna be super sick. I'm looking forward to that, and it should be dropping here in the next couple weeks. I don't know if I can say when yet, but
Nice.
yeah,
Stoked.
yeah. Me too, man. I can't wait.
But as for the name, though, so it was like a big company that probably didn't even really need to take it from you.
So Death Eater, there's a character in the Harry Potter books called the Death
okay.
Eater, and so we got a cease and desist from Warner
Tolkien
Brothers.
Warner Brothers really needs that. I mean,
Well, see, it's just like what's crazy is we're not even promoting
maybe?
we're not even promoting anything. It's not even from Harry Potter. It's not even where we got the name. We got the name from a Tony Danza song.
Okay.
It's called Death Eater. And
Yeah.
Tony Danza is one of Nathan's like biggest influences, and so that's actually where it came from. And we've never done any kind of like crossover, like art or anything like that.
like
that has
Tony
to do
Danza, I'm
with
still
Harry
on
Potter.
like the actual guy.
The Tony Danza Tap
Tap
Dance
Dance Extravaganza. I was like, I didn't know Tony Danza was a singer. I'm like,
No.
no, Tap Dance. All right.
no, the band.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you guys kind of? I mean, you guys got a new name.
Yeah.
Are you guys like, nah, the universe worked out because we like this name better? Are you still kind of like, fuck, maybe we should have spelt it different? Or are you guys like on board with the new name? Like,
It was
fuck
really,
the old Death Eater
dude,
name.
it was really
Actually,
tough because
we
I
didn't even
really,
like it.
really liked the name Death Eater and the brand and all the images and all that stuff that we had with it. So it was really hard to let it go. But I actually like this new name and this new concept is actually really growing on me quite a bit. I like the name. Is that the meaning of it is like a being that you would will into existence. So it could be a lot of things. It could be like a ghost. It could be
All
like
right.
you know, whatever. One that I kind of thought of. I thought of it
It's
as
more or
would
less
be cool.
like a Death Eater. You would
Well,
imagine.
I thought it was
like,
cool. Like our fans are in a way kind of like tulpas. Like we kind of willed our fans into existence. We created
Yeah.
music, and then they just
They became
gravitate
fans,
towards
yeah.
it. They became fans.
Tulpas.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's kind of one way of looking at it for me. But yeah, it's cool. It's actually I think it's a Tibetan word.
Okay.
And yeah, Nathan found it, and yeah, it's just at first I was like kind of unsure, but now actually I
so
really
it's
like it.
T-U
Tulpas, tulpas.
Tulpas.
Yeah.
Cool. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's cool. I'm digging it.
I like it, man.
Yeah, we just
all
got
that matters is the music fucking kills because I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
there's a
the
lot
main
of
thing.
bands out there where I'm not saying it's a bad name, but there's a lot of bands out there I fucking love the music and I'm like, how did they get that name? You know?
Yeah,
But no, I like it. Good meaning.
you know what's
behind
funny?
It.
A lot of the bands that I've been in, I have like the names. I haven't been like they're not like my favorite names. You know, they just
Yeah.
kind of get named that or
Yeah.
whatever. So it's hard. Dude, it's hard to come up with like a
I remember
name that
trying to
you're gonna
explain
like
to people
forever.
what $1 check meant many times, and we would just look at the people who like actually. We always look at Rocky and like
Yeah,
and
like I don't know.
Garrett
you
and
you
be
take
like,
this one. Yeah, Yeah, no, actually, the way $1 check came about, though, this is really funny. We all went to high school together, and there was this kid walking down the hall, just going,
yeah.
"I got a $1 check! I got a $1 check!" Like just so stoked he just got a $1 check. We thought it was like the funniest thing, but
check.
we liked it because it was like just being happy about the simplest thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was kind of how it came to be.
I remember one band guy came up to me when we were out touring and loved the music, but told us we should change our name. And we were like, man,
Yeah.
he didn't even ask what it was about or anything. Just like,
Just
I
tells
won't
you what
throw
you
him
do.
I won't throw him under the bridge, but he's a piano player for a different band in the Bay Area. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, that's our decision, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the name, I don't know, I feel like has probably very little to do with, the music.
There's no
that you
way
create.
$1 check could change their name now and not just like completely change the style of music. They'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, you're $1 check. I didn't want, so why do you guys change your name?
Yeah.
You got 3 albums deep. Like everybody knows you, at least on the West Coast. So
Yeah, and that's one that I guess you couldn't get in trouble for copying. So
yeah.
so that's good.
Now, you guys have any new merch?
No, we haven't really been doing anything like that. No merch or nothing like that. We just been hanging out, writing songs, and we played a show at the Dexter Lake Club a couple weeks ago. We did their luau that they do annually.
If you do order merch again, you guys should order some of those Smokey the Bear ones.
Oh yeah, those were good.
Those were cool. I like those. And somehow you know what I did when we played at Sam Bond's? Soul Seed showed up, and I had my brand new shirt like as a banner on my piano.
Yeah.
Like so you could see it.
Oh right, yeah. I remember.
And so Sky was right there, and at the end of the set, I was all, here goes Sky. And I never did grab another one. I like gave away my shirt to Sky.
That's right.
So there you go, Sky.
I'm sure we could get that image so you could print up another one
of
if you
those.
wanted
Those are
to.
good.
But yeah, I don't know. There hasn't really been talk about any like merch or anything like that.
How was your luau?
Dude, it was super awesome. Honestly, the set went really good. There was, it was a good crowd there.
Heck yeah.
It's always a pleasure to see Dustin and the crew from DLC.
Yeah, dude,
And
we should go out and
everything
play that
was
place.
real smooth and real fun. Yeah, you guys would be a perfect fit for that.
Yeah.
And their stage that they have outside now. Honestly, this is like my favorite version of the stage that they've had so far.
Heck yeah.
It's like it's
I'll have
nice.
to get
It's
the info from
covered.
you.
And yeah, definitely. I think you guys would do really well.
We were
out
doing
there.
that bus painting thing in Jasper, like just a rock skip away from you.
Mhm.
When you guys were playing that, like somebody came, Gator. Remember Gator?
I don't think
He showed up. He's like, I was just at the $1 check show. I'm like, oh yeah, they're playing. He's like, right down the road, right around the corner. I'm like, oh yeah, because we were in Jasper playing. It was the same day.
Oh really?
I was like, I almost thought about it because it was hot there, and we didn't play till 12:30 at night.
Oh wow.
And so I was like, I almost got in the car and came over for some fucking food. I was like, we should just go. And then we ended up going over the bridge and getting in the water at the river. I was like, oh, we're good.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we ended up playing disc golf that day before the show too, because there's a disc golf course out there at Dexter. Have you played there?
I haven't played there, but I love disc golf.
You love disc golf?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been getting into disc golf for sure. It's super fun.
I used to golf a bunch. And then when my buddy who I golfed with passed away a couple years ago, Mark, I didn't like doing it anymore. So like I started doing disc golf. I guess it don't remind me as much of him.
Yeah. I'd never really played ball golf very much. Some of the other guys are really into ball golf, but I really like disc golf. I like it because like it's super cheap and it's all about skill.
Yep.
Like it doesn't take much. You can just go out there with a couple discs, if you want, but.
And you get that same feeling, the feeling that you get when you're golfing, just being out in nature. Like you're standing out there, you got the birds chirping, it's manicured, it's made to be beautiful, and you're out there in the trees. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's like going for like a hike or something, but there's an objective.
You got a goal. Yep.
Yeah, it's super fun. I've been getting into it. I started playing in like I think January, and I haven't stopped. I've just been learning more and more and watching videos and just like trying to get better, and it's been a blast. I love playing disc golf.
So you got to name this thing.
I do got to name this thing. I don't have a name for it. I
said the Charles podcast today.
Well, yeah, it's funny. I've had 2 people say Charles in charge. I'm like,
it.
it's kind of cool. I like that. But
then you got copyright issues.
Well, maybe, probably.
It's
who knows?
show.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just call it podcast and put it on my YouTube channel. And because
you can go back and fix it whenever you come up with
a name. I can. And I'm doing like a bunch of different stuff on my YouTube channel. Like now I have the podcast segment, and I have I'm trying to do artist features. I have one on there, but I want to have some more artist features. where I just like have my friends that have a music project or whatever come in, and I'll do a little session, maybe a song or two.
Yeah, I got a list of some people that would be great.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
And
then still doing the drum videos and stuff, and then some occasional car stuff on there. But I'm just trying to make content, and I don't know,
I need to finally
grow the channel.
Do a YouTube page, because I mean I have my train art segments I do, where
yeah,
I do the train art stuff, and I don't have a web page yet, and I'm like probably getting close to 250 videos of train art.
Wow.
And then I also have, I kind of took a break because it's hot. That's what I'm saying right now. But I took a break from the hot sauce thing. I had a
Oh, that's right. You were doing a hot sauce thing.
I have a ton of hot sauces still. I need to have friends over and do them. But it's funny because the thing's called stomach divorce. Okay. And I more or less got a stomach ulcer.
Oh.
From one of the sauces.
Oh, no.
And so I think I'm almost better, and I'm going to start doing it here once a month. I'm not going to do it every week.
Yeah.
Because I am trying and buying like the hottest sauces that you can buy.
That's gnarly.
Like the ones I buy, every single one I buy is like comparison to like the last dab on that show,
The hot ones?
The hot ones, yeah.
I like that show.
The newest one is made out of Pepper X, which is hotter than Carolina Reapers, so
yeah.
I don't know about that one, but yeah, every one I have is like 4 million Scoville, so we're just doing little dots on chips and giving a little review on how it tasted. But I need to get a web page because I have all these videos and stuff, and I share them once on Facebook, and I do think the train art one could maybe make a little bit of money because there's so many of them, and people tend to like them. I've had people say you should make a YouTube page.
A YouTube page would be cool because then people can go back to it, and they can find all those videos if they want to.
Oh, that one I wanted to show you.
Because it's kind of hard to dig through a Facebook profile and find
especially
stuff between
like me,
all these other posts.
Yeah, I post a lot of shit, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I need to have the wife help me because I'm
Yeah.
not good at stuff like that.
Yeah, well, luckily the YouTube thing is pretty easy. You just gotta hook an email up to it.
You
and
just gotta
make a profile.
Talk myself into sitting down and doing it.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was with this thing, dude. Honestly, because like I had a podcast a long time ago, and then that kind of ended. But I've been wanting to do another one, but I just hadn't done it. And then recently, my aunt got me this microphone, and then I rearranged my studio so that I would have room for it, and I've been wanting to do it. And TJ, the guy that was on last time, I think he saw like a post or something, or no, he said he was leaving town, and I was like, hey, it'd be cool to record a conversation before you leave, that kind of thing. And that was kind of the start of it. And then you hit me up, and after seeing that one, and so
that was a good podcast.
Yeah,
good guess. Where did he move to?
He's moving to Portland, and then he might be going to Texas after that. But he said he wasn't totally sure, but.
Yeah, but
he's a cool guy.
You're gonna start working out. That's kind of on the same note. Is I've been trying to talk myself into going and working out. It's so fucking hard by yourself. Like, I want to find somebody who I know that has a gym membership at a place that's around here that I could fucking meet every now and then.
Yeah.
And go work out, because it's hard for me to go work out by myself, and I know I need to, because I used to be like, I'm not doing anything anymore, but at least I still skate, and I barely do that anymore. I go skate with the kid anymore.
Yeah.
I'll land a couple good tricks and call it like, okay,
it's dangerous.
I'm not going to get hurt. I landed a couple tricks that I used to be able to do. So
yeah.
And my breath, I feel like I'm tasting blood when I breathe. Like, I need to work out.
Yeah, I know. I miss skateboarding, and it's super fun. And I remember like right before I quit, I was skating a lot of Washington Jefferson and learning how to carve in the bowls and keep my speed and stuff like that. And it's super fun, super good exercise, but it's just dangerous, man. Like I don't want to get hurt. It's like
exactly.
I can't get hurt right now.
Exactly. Every time you get close to getting hurt, that's when you're like, oh, and you start thinking about all the stuff you got to do that you wouldn't be able to do if you were hurt.
Yeah, totally. I hurt myself. I think this was probably about 2 years ago now, but I broke this pinky just jumping in the river. See how it's all jacked? Like this one's like bent compared to this one. It was stupid. I was just doing the dumbest thing, dude. Yeah, and it totally does kind of affect my playing.
Especially
now.
When you're doing your finger.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to be mindful and not get hurt. But yeah, I was just doing the stupidest thing. I was just jumping in the river, and I went to go do this dumb little grab your foot and jump in the water, And dude, I just spiked my pinky on my foot and just didn't even know I broke it. And then weeks later, it was all healed funky, and I'm like, oh, I probably did break it.
Yeah, we're getting older. I was kayaking a couple weeks ago, and I didn't even do nothing. I didn't hurt myself. I mean, I was thinking about it. I did lean back and let a bush go over me, and it was padded and everything. But when I got home, my back didn't hurt, but to the touch, I had like this huge hematoma growing out of my back, like this huge bump. Yeah. You know, I was like, "Ow, that hurts to the touch. I feel like somebody sucked me in my back." And just we're getting older.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Yeah, as you get older, you get softer. It's like you gotta be more and more careful. It sucks getting old.
So where are you guys gonna play once you guys open up? Were you guys thinking like Axe and Fiddle? Or are you guys gonna go like straight Wow Hall and then
talking about Tulpas or
yeah.
I don't know. We got an invite to play. I think it was like a fest in Washington that is, I think, like next year. So we're looking at that, and we've gotten some other offers, but we haven't really accepted any other ones. But I think what we would like to do is probably get more in the line of playing
Like for big bands, like at the McDonald's
theaters
when they come
and stuff
through,
like that.
No,
Yeah,
just step right into the shoes. You know you have.
Yeah.
You know you can fill them.
It would be nice to get a couple shows, like just to cut our teeth. I think it'd be really cool if Lucky's opens up again, just because I used to work there and I know the crew and I know the stage and all that. So it might be cool to do something like
show,
that.
Yeah, I miss the metal bars,
Old Nick's
man.
too. Something came up.
I
with
miss
Old
the
Nick's.
Black Forest. Black
Forest.
You played all the way back to the Sam Duck, yeah?
You know, I didn't get to play Sam Duck.
No.
I played Black Forest. I played John Henry's. But yeah, I didn't get to play Samurai Duck.
Yeah, it was as cool as it was. There was a lot of stuff that that was kind of crazy. Like one story is we were playing there. I think it was a holiday, some type of holiday like Valentine's Day or something. And I remember Hysteria looking at the drummer's drum set right here across from me. Jay Castle's drum set, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So Jay was the drummer. His twin brother, Ryan, was a guitar player. And then Nick Harris was the bass player. And it was kind of like Lamb of God, like vocals on top of like Godsmack.
Okay.
Like, because that's Jay's
not quite
favorite
so
drummer,
much double
too.
bass,
Like,
but still distorted. And
he double bass, but not as much blast.
Yeah.
And then, and definitely like, fucking Lamb of God, Ryan would do like Lamb of God style stuff, and then death metal or Lamb of God type of vocals. But we were playing there, and I had a couple other like black metal bands, and all of a sudden I'm seeing water rushing.
Oh man!
And we have to keep that front door shut for music.
It was downstairs,
it was too loud.
Right?
Like and it was underneath
underground.
that car. It was underneath that carport. So you drive by, if those doors were open, it just blasted into people's cars, and they would call, and they had fines and stuff. So the doors had to stay shut, and so the fucking bathroom started overflowing, and they didn't shut the place down, dude. It got to where like all the death metal heads, it was packed in there because it was a fucking good show. I think the headliner was fucking like Ceremonial Castings, I think, and they're this sick ass black metal band with fucking spikes and fucking candles, and they're fucking really sick and brutal, especially for a small place like that. And that's what Sam Duck was known for, is bringing sick death metal.
Like how many
into
people could you fit in there? Like maybe
just
100?
too many is what they would do in that place, definitely. And we at first people were trying to get out of the way and let people squeegee stuff out the door and shut it, and it just got to the point where they couldn't fix it, and they just put a sign on the door that said it just flowing. Dude, you're walking around in fucking halfway up your shin water and ordering drinks and moshing. People were moshing and falling in it.
Whoa.
Like that's how fucking brutal this little place was.
That
dude.
is
like,
wild. What about the gear?
The gear, was all up on the stage. All up on the stage.
Luckily.
Yeah, I mean, that place had... My buddy Billy Dyball has a radio station. You know him? He's singer for Hippie Fight.
I guess I don't.
He had a punk band back in the day and played there. And he did this song where... he would throw lunch meat around. He would bring like 4 packs of just like cheap ass lunch meat, and he'd fling it on it while he's singing.
That's
I remember like a year went by where we were trying to find lunch meat because it stunk like rotten meat, and every now and then we'd find one like on the rafters, like
no.
and then like a month later, like oh man, fuck. Still smell it, but it, after a while they'd mold to where it didn't stink, but you would still find them every now and then, like, oh shit, look at this one. They just stopped stinking right now. It's like rotten little piece of shit.
That's hilarious.
They're like, Billy, please stop throwing lunch meat when you come to
that reminds me of the vibe at John Henry's. It was just like the most like greasiest punk rocker bar, like spider webs in the ceiling and gum on the walls.
They give you glass 32s of Miller.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we get the 32 Miller High Lifes for $4.
No, and every 10 minutes you're
Yeah, somebody dropped one.
Because
Yeah.
they just drunk and slips out of your hand because it's a 32.
Yeah,
and
then
cement floor.
that was where I discovered the Broadway Review burlesque show. They used to do it every Sunday night.
Yeah,
at,
dude, that's when it was like my favorite.
That was my favorite era.
I
of
loved
the burlesque
it at Lucky's. Yeah, I love Lucky's and the whole crew and everything.
Yeah,
but the golden days were when you could go get a table up there and they would come walk up those steps by the tables and do stuff by the tables and at the edge of the bars and stuff.
And they'd have KI and Brooklyn hosting. And yeah, those were some epic times for sure.
Yeah, no, I loved that little place. Did you know I saw Hank Williams III there?
Oh, really?
At that little place, yeah.
Heck yeah.
That was when I first moved to town.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember playing awesome shows there, metal shows there with the Entity, Don't Ask Alice, Rock and Pelled Chainsaws.
Yeah, dude, the Entity would pack that place.
Yeah, that place was sick.
Yeah, fun shows there, definitely.
Dude, definitely. But yeah, it was just greasy, bro. Like, in the bathrooms were the worst.
And the only thing we got close now is Old Nick's. And I don't know, apparently they've gotten a bad rap with a lot of people. A lot of people just for some reason don't want to go down there, and they have a lot to say about the ownership. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's a metal bar, and they seem to bring metal people into town, but
yeah, I've definitely.
I haven't experienced the stuff I've heard personally myself.
Yeah, I actually got to play with cattle decapitation there once.
Yeah, dude, I remember that show, dude. I got to break my nose in the crowd at that show.
Oh no!
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is I broke my nose. I went into the kitchen. I was like bleeding everywhere. They helped me out, gave me ice for 2 seconds, and all I did was like hold it for 2 seconds and realized it wasn't going to stop bleeding, and just went back out in the crowd. And they just cleaned up behind me. I was like, place ain't bad.
Dude, the good old days before COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
No, that was a good show, too. You guys killed it, too. It was Scytherism, right?
Yeah, it was Scytherism. That was another metal project that I was in with one of our two of our mutual friends, Scott and Kevin.
And I've been in a band. Well, Kevin's one of my good friends from way back in the day, since before he even moved here. But Scott, he was in the Entity. He was the guitar player for the Entity.
Yeah, you guys were in a band together.
Yep, and then your drum.
Oh, and
Ben,
and then Ben was playing bass too.
And Ben was the bass player.
Ben was the bass player for the Entity.
Yep,
so.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, all brother bands.
That's right. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
No, I'm stoked. We should hit me up for maybe a come down here and jam with you guys when you do your reggae stuff. And
yeah, I would love that.
I would love to check out Death Eater too. I mean,
Topas.
When it makes me hungry for some reason.
I know.
Can I get 2 topas?
Like tacos? Yeah, 2 tacos. 2 topa
habanero
tacos.
sauce, please.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely let you know when that goes down. Like I said, nothing here locally or nothing in the near future coming up, but I'll definitely be posting.
No, even if I know they're probably not into it, but even if they're into somebody just popping in, checking out a practice, I'd be down.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I don't see why not, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would just be like,
dude, yeah.
I'm standing here with horns and an evil death metal look.
Yeah, I seriously cannot wait for our first show, dude. Like, I'm just itching for that. It's going to be so cool.
And just the camaraderie to get out and play with other metal bands, too, you know?
Yeah.
You guys are at a level where, like you said, you don't have to do all the steps that your younger bands did. Like, you guys can really just step into putting the word out that when the metal comes to McDonald Theater, we want to open, here's our press kit. And you guys, they're going to be like, yeah, no, this is local and this is sick. They're going to give you a step up.
Yeah, I think we'll have some good opportunities coming up for sure. Yeah, just got to keep doing things the right way, and we'll be looking good, I think.
Heck yeah.
For sure. Well, before we go, is there anything else that you want to talk about or promote? Or
not really. I was kind of just working on the walking train song stuff. I'll always be doing, which is my Western stuff. I haven't written any new music for it. I only have about an album worth of material. I still haven't recorded, and I'm going to be setting up some time through Sprout City in the next year to do that.
Right on.
But that's just kind of my solo project.
If you want to do a feature on the channel too, I'll be glad to have you there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, it's just me, an upright bass player, and a fiddle player. Josh Corner, he used to be the singer for Double Deuce. And then the fiddle player is a recycler from Fair. He's one of my good buddies. He is a world-renowned fiddle player. So, yeah, we can get Walking Train Song in here. And I talked to the Nobodies, and they definitely want to set something up maybe early September, get the band in here, talk about what we have coming up, because we'll have some more stuff going by them as for shows and
cool.
news for the album. But
Yeah.
they're down.
Cool. Yeah, we'll get you on again for sure. I'm super down to have you again.
Cool, Charles. I appreciate it, man.
Dude, of
Good
course,
talking.
man. Yes, it's good talking to you too. And yeah, I think that's it.
Cool, man.
All right, brother.
Light it.